Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Come on the show and be a Chronologically Gaming influencer. Go back in time to 1982 with us and start rating the games. We're currently in August 1982, and we played a lot of games released in the United Kingdom last episode. Last game we played was on the Acorn Atom called Omega Mission. Let's see what's next. From the United Kingdom straight to the United States in the arcade, here is Orbitron. Orbitron I am not familiar with. I have never seen this. I didn't even know this one existed. Let's take a look at the advertisement flyer, if even that existed. This is by Signatron USA. Orbitron, oh man, they capitalize all the words in Tron. That means they're probably trying to get something out of Tron. It's huge right now. The movie's out. There's a whole marketing campaign based on the movie and video games and a tie-in. So, I mean, everyone's got to get a piece of Tron, and maybe that's what Orbitron's trying to do. This is not to be confused with another game called Orbitron. That was in 1981 on the Apple II. So, totally different game. This is use an 8-way joystick, and we have a fire button, and that's it. So, joystick and fire. And that's all we get. Very, very hard to come by, at least artwork-wise. Let's go to the arcades and play Orbitron by Signatron USA at the beginning of August 1982. That's right. Oh, man. So, we already get some very bizarre attract mode. It just sits here like this. And that's it until you put a coin in. And when you put a coin in, there is no response. Oh my gosh. Now, if you want to play two players, it works, but it's alternate play, so it really doesn't matter if you have a guest or not. Let's go ahead and push start and go. We have the Trons are the enemy here. Alright, I'm already feeling warm and fuzzy in the beginning because of the starfield running in the background. I'm just going to let them destroy the base that's at the bottom. It's that giant red planet. We're supposed to be protecting it. They are just tearing it apart. The reticle we have makes me feel like I'm playing Missile Command. But remember, this is a joystick-controlled game. If you look at the top of the screen, I'm able to move way beyond the boundaries as my little reticle. And there's a radar giving us a position of where all the enemies are placed. At the very bottom of the screen, represented by the yellow and the radar at the top, is the ship. So whenever I fire shots, it is essentially a command shooter similar to Missile Command, but it's not using the trackball, and it has different mechanics than Missile Command. It doesn't really even feel like Missile Command using a joystick. It feels slightly slower, but it can still get the job done. The idea is we want to protect our planet from being destroyed. And we can use the radar to go across the boundaries and go and find them and take them out. You can see I'm going over to the right side. And the farther away you get, you have to really lead the target because the ship is behind. You have to wait for the missile to show up. We got more showing up on the right side. Different enemy type here. Oh, they look like they're going... Oh my gosh, they destroyed so much of the planet. We have no story, which I kind of love. I'm getting tired of reading the lore of arcade games, especially when they go really, really long. So this one, which planet are we protecting? I don't know. Who are these enemies? I have no idea. We'll call them Atarians. That's what's hot right now. Yeah, I've never seen this one. It would have done better with a trackball, but you have to imagine at this time, that concept and use was done by Atari. Oh my gosh, he is decimating the planet. These guys mean business. Nope, stop. We have a small chunk of our planet left. It is dying. Nope, get it. There we go. And looking good. We still have a small little piece. They're giving us the enemy warning signs. Got to go to the left. So another enemy type. Nice. We saw whenever we were in the attract mode, they told us the names of the enemies. The Trons were the worst ones. I also like the idea of this is the very first time we've played any command shooter that allows you to scroll around the screen and has a radar. So it is unique, and it actually is okay to play even though you don't have a trackball. It just would have done better with the trackball. And I get the warm and fuzzy seeing the colorful starfield in the background. Oh no, quick! Oh, planet destroyed. It's so charming with the music. It's very delightful. It's not like anything serious. Even the opening song. It seems like we're playing a cartoon game. Maybe we're defending Mars. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, gosh. And the sound effects remind me of games we played in 1980 and 1981, or this constant barrage to assault your senses in the arcade. If we can't get people to play the video game, maybe we'll annoy them enough to put a coin in during the attract mode. It really does, right? It sounds very similar to Mooncrest to hardware. And it gives me the vibes, too. The colors, sound effects, it is very similar to that. We're not doing very good. The planet's destroyed again. It doesn't go any further than this. There's not different planets to protect. This, what you see here, is the gameplay and how the game works. So it continues to repeat as ad nauseum. And I wouldn't complain because it's an all right time. Pretty fun. Not that I'm aware of. I couldn't pause the arcade game. Let me see. No, it's not allowing me to pause. It just does it whenever we have destroyed when the planet's destroyed. Oh, see, not doing a very good job. There is a lot of vibes of those sound effects that I've heard in the arcades before. I'm wondering if this was an upgrade kit or something that was done to an original cabinet where they're using the same elements of games we've seen before. I mean, look at that. Even those sounds in the background. He's avoiding the shot. Come here. The ship at the bottom that's following us around is similar to a game we played called Slime on the Atari home computer, which had the idea that you want to shoot things like any shooter, but you also have to create a tunnel to get the slime to go down. But at the bottom of the screen, as you moved around your cursor, the ship was moving too, like this was. It didn't fare as well. It actually had a pretty good presentation, but we've seen better ones like that. Yeah, definitely Mooncrest in the background. Or at least Galaxian, if you want to go even further back. So I'm still impressed because if you're into Missile Command, and I really enjoy Missile Command, this would be something different to try out. It feels different whenever you play because you have to think of where your ship is at the bottom before you make the shot. And you also have the scrolling. So you have a radar similar to Defender to pay attention to for the enemies. And also defending one location. Yeah, I still say above average. I'm with you there, Curtis. Yeah, that missile sound effect we're going to be hearing for a long time, Nagus Prime. It's not over yet. All this is because of the big influence of Galaxian. Like these kind of sound effects, the alarm sound effects. Whoa, they appeared out of nowhere. It's the Trons. Get them quick. I have a sliver of Mars left, or my red planet left. Come on. No, you don't. But they have varied enemy types. Very, very nice. The only big arcade games out there now that are trying to do something different are the ones that have levels. Multiple things you're going to see, rather than just the score attack. It's obviously still score attack, but they are trying to give you a different screen to look at. 3.5 to 3? Yeah, not having the trackball, you get less points. Yeah, originality, yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, that's Orbitron. I kind of like it. Of all the games that we played on the arcade, it is an above-average title for sure. I'll say 3.5 stars, at least starting there. I don't know if I can go as high as 4, because it feels like we're playing something slightly older if you think of all the other arcade games that are out there. It's kind of pulling me back to the late 70s, like 1979. So I'd still say 3.5 stars of all the arcade games up to this point. Still an enjoyable time. Yes, and maybe we'll bring it down for not having a trackball. All right, let's see what our next game is. After this commercial break, here to tell you which computer of all the home computers you should buy.
There are two kinds of teenagers today. One strives to rack up 30 million points on video games. The other finds it challenging to invent his own game. One depends on somebody else's imagination, the other on his own. One owns a video game machine. The other has a Commodore VIC-20 home computer.
He probably could still be playing games on it, too.
Someday. Both will be trying to get into college.
That's right. Think about it. When they get to college, they're all going to be computer programmers, apparently, at least what that ad says. This is the Commodore VIC-20, and here is Outworld. Outworld is another interesting game of all the games we've seen so far. I love the originality that we're seeing right now. Here's the box for Outworld. This is the later box by UMI after they picked it up. Check out that artwork. The front of the box has a space helmet, like we're going to be in the cockpit of a plane flying around. Maybe it's a space combat style game. Now, this also was available on the Apple II, the same game called Outworld, but I could not find this one. If anyone knows how to get Outworld for the Apple II, let me know. Otherwise, we'll have to be here on the Commodore VIC-20 to play. Let's flip it over on the back. Mining a desolate Outworld means the best in accommodations and entertainment must be supplied to those who volunteer for this dangerous duty. Your holographic disintegrator eliminates the meteorites that rain down on the Outworld city and sap the beam which umbrellas it. With the disintegrator and discourage the well-placed bombs of alien saucers, one bomb means total destruction. The more meteorites, the more power used by the defending force beam. A periodic freighter from Earth recharges Outworld's power supply. You must ensure clear skies for it to land because any impact destroys it. In the trial of protecting Outworld, your defense never rests. So we're defending again. And this is the box that was picked up. I believe this is the European box when Audiogenic did it. The Vic Pack. And then the very first one, I don't have that box. I don't know if that one is available or couldn't find that one. But we don't have a manual. Let's just pop it and play some Outworld. This is Tensor Technology First by Thomas A. Geiger. Way to go, Thomas. Published in the beginning of August 1982. Yeah, it does look very Buck Rogers. That's right. Oh, the TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Yeah, I don't. What is that? The 10th time we've seen that kind of artwork on the front of the box? I mean, look at this front. This already begins with a cool opening. Rocket going down the side. And we have, again, the Starfield. Well, this one's going across the screen, but a lot's happening. If you just look at this right now, the Commodore VIC-20, this is really impressive. Seeing these kind of colors done on the screen is very well done. And I say that because since we played everything, majority of the Commodore VIC-20 games have been using the tile-based Petsky characters, and this is not using that. Look at that. Even Thomas got his name in cursive at the top. Very nice. Oh, really? Very fascinating. All right, so this one, you just have to have your Commodore VIC-20 joystick in and then go. Name that song. So we got our rocket fuel delivering stuff to the base. This already has lots of things going for it. I got a cursor on the screen. There is no such thing as a Commodore VIC-20 mouse right now, so I'm using the joystick to move around. And for my fire, all it does is it just makes my cursor flash, which means I get instant action to destroy. No, you don't. Don't take them out. Okay, force field held that one up. Very nice. I don't have to wait for a shot to fire. I just need to get my cursor there and then go. And as soon as we get an asteroid that comes down, it breaks apart a la asteroids. This game already has so many things that are happening at once. The field that we're looking at looks a lot like Imagic's Atlantis. And then we have, obviously, Missile Command with a cursor on the screen. But then we also have asteroids, the way the asteroids break apart. Almost like Astro Blast or Astro Smash on the Intellivision. It's doing so many things at once. And all this also on the Commodore VIC-20. Now we're getting pretty intense. And the way this works is if you do well enough to defend the base, you'll get resources to have the force field maintain the charge to protect the city down below. And you can see that the giant spaceship that landed, that's where you're going to get your resources from. This is all about protection, just like Missile Command. But the presentation is very well done. Oh, nope. And you don't have to wait for those pesky missiles to fly in the sky. Oh, Colony 7. That's a good point, too. Yeah. One that we saw in the arcades. Yeah, for the VIC-20, this is top-notch. This is up there with, like, Lunar Leaper of all the games we played. Sound effects, the laser fire is really nice. Different enemy types coming down. Uh-oh. Nope, not looking good. You can see the force field bounces the asteroids back if you have the force field. And we also get a little bit of music on the VIC-20. Well done music on the VIC-20. This is top-tier Commodore VIC-20 gameplay. Uh-oh. Okay, he's coming in a little bit fast there. And I actually like this better than Astro Smash on the Intellivision. Having the cursor around helps. Now, if only we had a trackball for the Commodore VIC-20, then this game and the controls would be 5 stars, easily. Yeah, the choices of music, it's classical music they're playing. I believe isn't it Peter and the Wolf? Are they picking excerpts from that? Oh, man. I'm doing a way better than I did on my playtest, but it is still really fun. It's like if you want to play Missile Command and mix together a few other games at the same time. Uh-oh, nope. Let's get this guy down here. So I'm keeping my force field going. Oh, nope. We got one that passed through the force field. And so you can see at the bottom base, all your city are going to have different things that go down. Oh, that's right. One of them was Hall of the Mountain King. That's right. They just played like a few bars of it. But also notice they played the music and they were still able to have things happening on the screen. Sometimes we have video games on the computer that stop when the music's playing. Or have a still image because they just don't have the memory to do it. Go. All right, so I love this. Of all the games you can play on a home computer, I don't know if it's tricky to call this one of the best games for a home computer. I just love how much it's blending the different video games together to make you feel like you're playing other things we've already seen so far. Yeah, for controlling with the joystick, they work really well. It's because you have the cursor that moves, but you don't have to wait for the missile to fire to it. It's just instant. Put the cursor on the spot you want and go. To tell you the truth, the cursor control reminds me of playing later Commodore 64 games that have a cursor that moves around. This plays just like that, if not better than that. All it is now is the timing to be on the cursor, and then because they're doing this nuanced like acceleration on it. Notice when I move to the left, see how it gets faster over time. So you have a really well done control too. Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, I'm already seeing some scores out there. 3.5 from Errol. The enemy types that you've seen on the screen now is all the enemy types. So there's nothing new or changed from that. It's just continuing to go score based from there. No, get me over there. Okay, yeah, with the force field still intact, we're doing good. The longer you play, though, more and more asteroids start coming down, more spaceship and more enemies. All right, yeah. Oh, that's true. If it's only in the VIC-20, this would definitely be higher. I'd be closer to a 4.5 if we were only doing VIC-20. But since we're rating this based on every other home computer you could be playing, definitely above average for this. 3.5. Look at that. Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go one notch even higher than what I'm seeing in the chat. Because it's blending so many things at once, I'm going to go 4 stars of all the games you can play on a home computer. I still won't go in the realm of this is one of the best computer games of all the computer games so far. It's not that high. It's not around the 5-star range. But yeah, around the 3.5 and 4, definitely for Outworld. I'm not sure about the Apple II version, though. The Apple II one is a different one. You don't have a crosshair like this. It's actually, you actually probably would rate it lower because it's rockets that shoot up where you time the rockets rather than using this cursor or crosshair at the top. All right, so after Outworld, let's see what's happening now. Oh, and now we're going to the Apple II. This is Pandemonium. Pandemonium is one we just have some screenshots for and a fake Apple II disc. Let's pop in and play Pandemonium by Norman J. Wazinski Jr. at the beginning of August 1982. So this is a new type of game that we've seen slightly before, but done differently. This is by, I think they're going to give us the title here of the publisher, Soft Images. Makes me think we're going to play a different type of game. Soft Images. We'll be right back to Soft Images after this. All right, it's going to take a little while to load the dictionaries up because this is a word game or letter game. So I'm going to fast forward through that. And different options here for the game. You can do mobile or bypass and then decide by those options. I'm just going to go for a base game, game number 1. And then you can do time limit of how quickly you want to go through the puzzle. I'm going to say 0 because I don't want a time limit. We're going all in. So the way the game works is, it starts you with a random letter on the side. What you do is you move using the keyboard, the cursor, and you're going to be putting in random letters to form as many words as you can, going across, going on the column, and then going diagonally. And so I'm just going to put the J there for now. And then, let's see, U, maybe we can do, I can't do jump now because I put the, let's put the U somewhere in the second spot. So let's go back up here. So all you're doing is placing the letters down. Oh gosh, X. I have no idea what's going to get X for, so let's do X there. And then we have an N, so I could do an N here. And the way this is how the game is. All you're doing is putting in A. Let's try the A there. E. Let's do E here. Everything's going to be 4-letter words across. And you're just placing all the letters down. So it's just a word construction puzzle game. I'm already not doing so well there, but you can see how the game works. The idea is you're trying to get as many letters as you can going across, up and down. Yeah, Solitaire Scrabble, even more simplified than that because you're going to be getting points for each one. It's just how many words you can construct, and it even keeps a high score. But it is a one-player game. If you want to play with someone else, they just load up another board and then go from there. You also have to remember that this has to keep track of, yeah, I'm not doing well at all. This has to keep track of what words are words. So if the dictionary they have doesn't agree with the dictionary you're following, then tough luck. Not going to help you there. Yeah, I'm just placing the letters randomly, not right now. Because every time the letter shows up right here above my head, it's a random letter. So you have to decide where you think it's going to go and start forming and spelling a word. So there you go. That's Pandemonium. Reminds me of puzzle games at this point. Really don't have the flair of other puzzle games. Kind of makes me want to go back and play Snark Hunt for the Atari home computer. It was an original, great executed puzzle game. This one, though, is, I don't know. As far as puzzle games go, yeah, you can see, yeah, 2-letter tiles. It's really not everyone's cup of tea, like Errol says. So you could call this bad if you think of all the games you can play on a home computer. I could actually consider being around that realm because it's a single-player experience and it just doesn't equate as well to everything else. But yeah, so I'll go 2 stars. It's understandable why this one you can't find the box or a lot of information for it. Most of the time, the video games that get the love are the really popular ones, and they're very good games. And the games like this, you can understand why they didn't get as much love. Yeah, there we go. 2 or 2.5. I could probably go 2.5, but I'll stick with 2. It's in the bad range. Let's see what's next. Time to go to MS-DOS and play some Paratrooper. The release of Paratrooper. I love this. I'm so excited to show this one. So I've never even seen the box before until I looked this up. Orion Software did it. Originally $30 on the IBM PC, IBM personal computer. Very well done front of the box. The Paratrooper actually is not who you're going to be. So it's misleading. You're not going to be playing as the Paratrooper. And there's another example of the box. And then inside sleeve, you have the warranty and service card. You're the only person remaining at Fort PC. The fighting has been rough, and your only remaining defense is rapid-fire land-to-air cannon. The enemy has tested your defenses and knows your weakness. Therefore, you have decided to send in paratroopers to attempt a ground assault. You must prevent the enemy paratroopers from landing. A ground attack will begin when 4 paratroopers successfully land on one side of your base. You have no defense against a ground attack. If paratroopers are unsuccessful, the enemy jets will attack you. Be careful. Every jet pilot has a deadly aim. You must knock the bombs if you want to survive. Good luck. So this controls with the number 4, 6, and 8. So you're just using three buttons or the arrow keys to control, and then you also can do the joystick on the IBM. How about that? So I'm going to have the joystick plugged in. And then you can also pause for turning sound on and off. So if the sound annoys us, we'll be able to turn that one off too. There's our 5 1/4 floppy disk for Paratrooper. Let's pop in Paratrooper and play. This is by Greg Cooperberg. Published by Orion Software, the beginning of August 1982. Wow, that was the best song we've ever heard on the IBM. Way to go, Greg. I don't think anyone else was credited for the sound. So this game is based on Sabotage, which we first saw in October 1981. I originally gave that one 4 stars when we saw Sabotage. Really cool idea. It's the keeping enemies from landing on the ground. If you get too many, then they bombard you. And we also have seen Paratroopers on the Commodore VIC-20 in June of 1982 in this year. And that song, I believe, was Toccata and Fuge in D minor. Maybe we'll hear some more. All right, so instructions. Don't allow enemy paratroopers to land on either side of your base. If 4 paratroopers land on one side of your base, they will overpower your defenses and blow up your gun. After you survive the first round of helicopters, watch out for the jet bombers. Hate the jet bombers. There's our controls. You can use either the arrow keys or the number keys. And then the helicopter and jet gives you that many points. Each bullet you fire costs you 1 point. That's the key. This game, just like Sabotage, every time you fire a shot, you're lowering your score. So when I played this originally on the Apple II, I just kept firing away like every other shooter and realized I wasn't getting any score. Let's see if we can do better. All right, we got the joystick in. We're ready, set, let's go. So you got to take out the paratroopers on the side. Every time you start shooting, the turret stops moving. All right, so we're already getting 3 that land. Once it hits 4, then they start the ground assault and take you out. This looks really, really close to the Apple II. Even the effect of the shrapnel or pieces of the enemies blowing us up. I'm also a little limited in range, but you're rewarded because of how well you shoot. Because notice, look at the score at the bottom. Every time I'm firing, every time I'm firing, my score goes down by 1. Really, really great. All right. And whenever you decide to move, it is taking you in that direction. And how do we stop? Okay, yeah, you can't... Got him, nice. Okay, we're doing pretty good for this assault. Oh, no, getting some bad shots. Before we'd ever played a Galaga in the arcades where it was giving you points on accuracy, this game had the mechanic of let's make it so every time you miss shots, you're losing points. That way you don't just continue to fire. And you get in a groove where you start to get an idea of where the pattern's going to go to hit them with the bullet shot. Oh no. Not doing that one. Yeah, the explosions are really nice. I love seeing all the enemies blow up on us. The way they disintegrate, all the pieces, all the pixels fall apart. Very nice. It's responding and doing exactly what it did for the Apple II. So now the question is this game still, of all the games on a home computer, worth 4 stars, or is this game worth something lower because we've now progressed through time? I actually thought this was the first. I wasn't familiar with Sabotage. This is the one I had known, if you want to think of Sabotage or Paratrooper style games. I thought this one was the very first one. Look how far we've come. Yeah, for DOS, it's well done. Uh-oh, they're already stacking up. Here they come. Now, your turret can't go shoot down. All it can do is go this far to the right and this far to the left. And they start to pile up, doing a ground assault. You can see they're going to pile up on top of one another and do an acrobatic act down there. Here they come. They have to make towers. So you just last as long as you can, get as many points as you can until you blow up. And then there's your score. So most of the time, the score is going to be very low. Yeah, helicopter graphics are very well done. This is after Choplifter, though. If you want helicopter graphics, Choplifter is king right now. Oh, I missed to the side. I like it because it is making you want to aim and time your shots the best you can. When we originally played this as Sabotage, it felt like it was a serious shooter. It wasn't fun. Like, we have to really buckle down and think about how well we're going to be timing our shots to hit everybody else. Oh yeah, you have to be really good at it. And it does take a little bit of practice to get the timing down. Oh, there you go. They're already starting to build up. And you can always check the links down below of all the video games we've ever played to see Sabotage and compare it. It's surprisingly really close. This one includes some music, and I would give the bar just a notch above Sabotage, but not too much. It's still pretty much the same game that you're playing here in 1982. And you had to fork off a lot more money to play on the IBM and, of course, the memory. So you could play on your Apple II, and you wouldn't be charged as much, but the IBM definitely have to pay some more for it. I love that you can shoot the paratroopers in the body as they fall down, or you can shoot their parachute, and as they fall, then they die from... So you get two different options there. And you have the ability to shoot very fast. So watch this. Oh, and then I die. I mean, look at that. The music. We're hearing Toccata and Fuge. I can't believe it. There it is. It sounds like a flat line, but you can just constantly fire, but then you never get a score. And you also can't move and shoot at the same time. So even though I'm doing a constant fire, I can't just keep that wave of bullets going all over the place. At least here on the IBM, you can't. All right, so that's Paratrooper. 3 stars is what I'm seeing over from the chat, and I can agree with that. It's an average title from all the games we played on all the home computers. I really like Paratrooper. 3 stars is a good starting point. It's a simple gameplay and lots of fun. I'm with you there on that. All right, so let's see what our next game is as we go through every single video game throughout time. We're next going to the Atari home computer, and here is Pogoman. What in the world's a Pogoman? I'm scared to see the front of the box. I got a little piece of the front of the box. Pogoman, the hero everyone's been clamoring for. He's on his pogo stick. He looks like a cross between a superhero and someone that you need to go see psychiatric evaluation. Oh yeah, Sex Pistols game. Oh man. And let's flip it over the back. Pogoman is as much fun to play as it is to watch. Pogo through the city over cars, cats, chickens, hydrants, and even a unicyclist. Fun for all ages. That really still doesn't explain the game. What is going to happen when we pop in Pogoman? You do need a joystick for this. You need 16K to play. And it says disc. Oh, that's right. This is 2 flavors. You could have disc or cassette. Over a cat, a chicken, and a unicycle. I love it. So you can do also, this is the disc front of the box and then the cassette front. Same front. And then the ad you would have seen in magazines at the time. We've already played by, this is Computer Magic. Chaos we've already seen on the Atari. We haven't seen the other ones yet. But there's Pogoman, introducing our exciting new family of video computer games. Oh no, it's not worse. I'm not saying this is not worse than that. Because this one actually has some merit. It looks fun. It looks crazy. We even have the manual for Pogoman. Whoa, in bright pink. I don't think we needed him in bright pink. He's just bouncing all around the city. the artwork, oh man, that is hilarious. He looks like he's a superhero that left the car at home, like the I can't even think straight. So there's the loading instructions for how we load as Pogoman is pogoing under a unicyclist. Plug your joystick in and hop aboard Pogoman. Your 5-man team is helping the city conserve energy by turning off as many street lamps as possible while avoiding obstacles. Try to position your man so that during his upward motion, he goes straight through the light bulb of the street lamp. You can only turn off a light with a high jump. You only receive bonus points if your man touches a street light with a long jump. Wait, what? So we have a regular jump, a high jump, and a long jump. What? All right, so there's 3 phases. The animated objects phase after 100,000 points, or your second trip to the city, all animation starts. And then phase 3 at 20,000 points, or your third trip to the city, you avoid hitting the birds. I can't comprehend this game. This is awesome. Yeah, maybe this game is really, really good, because we've had manuals do this where they hype up the game, but then we play it and it's something extreme, but it just doesn't deliver. I don't know. I have high hopes on the Atari home computer. All right, so every time you complete a city, you get 1 free man. Lights off, say when you complete the city, and you don't have to turn off every light. For beginners, try long jumping over cars if that helps. We'll go back to the manual if we need to. Let's pop it and play Pogoman by J.R. Mann and Andrei Strishak, published by Computer Magic at the beginning of August 1982. Oh man. Whoa, no way. It is scrolling left to right. I'm not playing the game. This is like an attract mode, so don't use this as the example. Let me raise this up a little bit so we can hear some Pogoman tunes playing in the background. Wow, I can't believe it's auto-scrolling. Can I do options? Let's see if I push select on our computer. No, nothing there. What about option? Yeah, so there's no options, no select. Let's just push start and go. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Okay, so if I don't do anything with the joystick, it scrolls automatically. You can see... Is that how Pogoman? Oh my goodness. I want to see that animation every time. Let's just die a few times. That is... How many frames of animation is that for his death? Pogoman trips, he rolled several times. Now I want to do it after a really big jump. Let's see if I can make him fall. We are the worst superhero ever. There we go. We've already had a game over. That's awesome. Okay, let's do it for real now. Let's see how far we can go. Wow. Okay, so this is the way it works. You can tap forward on your Atari VCS joystick, and you do little hops like this. If you go up on your VCS joystick, then he jumps really high. You can go down. Oh yeah, there's the long jump. But the point of the game is to knock out the street lights. So this is not doing anything with, yeah, the red button on the joystick does nothing. There's nothing that happens. All it is joystick only control. So controls are simple, but work well. This is essentially, oh wow, yeah, the long jump, so cool. And you gotta do the high jump to get the lights. Got it. We have constant music playing in the background. Wow. Yes, and it is almost like the front of the box. The only thing is the superhero doesn't look completely like that. But here's what's the most impressive thing. We have only seen one other game that has a platformer that allows you to jump and it's scrolling, and that was Jungle King in the arcades. This is the very first scrolling left to right platformer ever that you could play at home. Pogoman is the hero we have been wanting to play. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Now I want to see how far this goes. That was another epic fail. Man, I kind of just want to see him fall so much now. So you pick up the lights throughout the city and you have to jump 3 different ways, making it over everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they could have done so much with this. The animation of Pogoman is another thing that is incredible. Each jump, you have to know which jump to do. Each jump he does is really nice. And then the death, I mean, I can say so much about the death. The animation is so well done. It almost feels like it's something like Karateka before we got anything like that. Okay, we're already dead. We didn't see anything past it. It goes back to the attract mode. All right, so the music was done by Terry Feinberg. This is constant music playing in the background of a video game, and that's very rare. This is one of the first that's done it. So there's a lot going on here. First scrolling two-dimensional game, and I know we're on a pogo stick, but you could say we're the first scrolling and jumping around. And the only game that's done that is Jungle King that we've seen, ever, up to this point. All right, so let's do it again. The music sounds like we're in a carnival. All right, let's get some of the lights. Let's actually do our objective. Come on, Pogoman. The fate of the world rests with you. Oh man, how do we do that then? I'm gonna wait for it to, maybe if I wait for it to scroll. Okay, that may be what it is. Because you can hang on the left side of the screen and not do anything. It's auto-scrolling. I am not bringing it forward. Almost like a Pac-Land, which we haven't seen yet. That doesn't exist. This is going to just continue to scroll right to left. And I don't know about you, I want to see the next scenes that it described in the manual. If there's more to Pogoman than this is phenomenal. And his deaths are phenomenal. Wow. I mean, look at the pogo stick. I'm trying to think of other platformers I've played that allow you to jump like this. All right, let's try it again. Waiting, yeah, there we go. Get the timing right. There's the fire hydrants. I haven't seen the chickens yet. Where's the chickens? We have to be better at Pogoman. Part of me also wants to get on the buildings and jump higher and see if I can get even higher than this. See? Fell for it. Got the light and then tripped it up. Love the story, Mikey. Yes, you're going to have more fun playing on your pogo stick with Pogoman than in real life. Oh, you can pick up the tiny lights too? I didn't know that. 3 different options of jumping. Not that that's brand new. We had different ways to jump around when we played Pickaxe Pete on the Odyssey 2, but that wasn't scrolling. Oh no. Long jump that. There we go. Get some lights. And I don't remember if the manual said we have to get a certain number of lights or just continue, like, make our way... No, I tripped over the side. They do give us a little bit of lives, which is helpful. I mean, look how much control Pogoman has. He is truly the superhero of 1982. He can just stand there without even pogoing and move forward. That's his superpower. Every time we move forward, though, the farther we get, our score is going up. So just surviving works for us. Kind of like Caverns of Mars. We just keep going. As long as you keep going, you'll be able to get higher and higher score. Yeah, the attention to detail. Good point. Yeah. Had no idea this existed. This is truly a diamond in the rough, and we only use that term if it's a video game that is doing something that we've never seen before or heard before, and it's not being talked about. It's beyond the radar of a hidden gem. It's beyond that. It is a diamond in the rough, and Pogoman is a diamond in the rough. Sadly, we haven't seen the other screens, or we haven't gotten past the city. So this is another game that I want to play past the live stream and see just how far we can go. So there's a different timing about his long jump. If you're on the edge of the screen being pushed along, your jump is more consistent. If you push ahead like this and then do a jump while the screen scrolls, you have a different jump. There we go. Okay, so you can get the timing right. Being able to move... Aww. The death gets me every time, though. I love it. Wow. 3 different jumps. Oh, let's see if we can do it. Go. And I could have done a high jump. I think I can get a high jump over the car. Let's see if we can try it. I want to see the chickens, too. And I want to see the unicyclists. Where are they? We are so bad at Pogoman, we're not even going to be able to see those guys. Nice, easy little hops. Nice. Nope. Once you commit, by the way, you cannot go back. So it's a constant scrolling, but it's also a constant jump. So once you make a certain jump, that's it. Yeah, I haven't tried. I wonder if you can get the flags, too. It only mentioned the lights in the manual. Yeah, I don't think I can. The flags are beyond my reach for the high jump. Nope! And trying to get the flags, I died. Nice little hops. Easy. I want to figure out the nuances. What? I totally made that jump. Oh, man. Wow. All right, so of all the games you can play on a home computer, what would you give Pogoman? Is Pogoman one of the best games you could play on a home computer of all the games? This is doing something we've never seen before at home, which is scrolling and jumping. The only times we've seen this is in the arcades, and the only one I can think of is Jungle King, and then before that we had another one called Super Bug that was allowing you to do it. So it's a very rare gameplay experience. Punk Rock's going 3.5. I want to actually consider this one of the best games you could play on a home computer because of the animation, the presentation, the way that they have given us an ability to see more of what's off the screen, and I only saw the first part. There's other cities involved. I see 4 stars, 3.5 for originality. 4 stars from Manly. Yeah, I really don't want this one to be missed. Pogoman, by the way, the box too, it pushes it beyond what the game is. And I love that we've already seen scrolling shooters, obviously moving left to right. This one's allowing you to control a character that's moving around. Yeah, technical. Yeah, actual gameplay, that's true. 4 stars. going 4 there. I'm going to go up a little bit more and say 4.5. I consider this one of the best games you could play so far of all the games you could play on a home computer. It is truly a lot of fun. And I want to go back and play more. I want to see the nuance of the jump between the 3 jumps, because you have the 3 jumps, but then you also have the 3 jumps depending on if you're on the edge of the screen or not. So I want to see the next screens too. I would want to keep playing Pogoman right now. All right, and with that, let's see our next game. We're not done yet. We're still on the Atari home computer. This is Pushky. Pushky. Here's the box for Pushky. Another one by Atari Program Exchange. Zap the clouds with your Pushky. I still don't know what it means. You'll have to describe it to me. We need 48K on our Atari for this. And do we have other artwork for Pushky besides that? We have the 5 1/4 floppy disk. This is by Yakov Appelboim. I'm most likely pronouncing that wrong. Apologize.
Italian.
All right, and then we have the manual for Pushky. What is this? Zap the clouds with your Pushky. The manual and everything for APX, there it is. All the trademarks of Atari. We don't need all those things. Those are just everything that Atari has right now. The Atari 400 and 800 computer. And then a note from the author. After I completed designing Pushky, I held a Pushky tournament. 16 people took part, ranging in age from 6 to 45. The winner received a trophy, and all other participants were awarded prizes. Since this was the first Pushky contest ever held, we consider our champion, Andre Gritzman, to be the Pushky World Champion. I hope this is the beginning of many tournaments to come. I want to thank my wife, Olga, my daughter, Julie, for their patience and help, and give special thanks to Natalie Tolstoy for assistance in writing the instructions. Thanks, Natalie, for writing the instructions. How do we play this? Are we going to be Pushky World Champions after this? Oh, man. So they have story. Oh, here we go. You're in a strange world. There's nothing around you but big, small clouds which appear and disappear. These clouds are magic, for they will take you to their place as soon as you push them. But there is another Pushky in this world who wants to push more clouds than you. You earn points by pushing more clouds than your opponent and by pushing your opponent. You push by firing missiles from your Pushky, which you control with your joystick. Has anyone lost yet? Each time you hit a cloud, it disappears and your Pushky magically appears in its place. Each time you hit your opponent's Pushky, it spins around and disappears. Of course, your opponent is intent on pushing your Pushky too and on going after the same clouds. Fortunately for you both, spare Pushkys wait to fill in for your hit Pushkys, in other words, lives. And you can earn more spares by accumulating points for pushed clouds. Dedicated Pushky players can turn to Crazy Pushky on the same diskette. This version plays all kinds of visual tricks on you. For example, sometimes the clouds take on the same color as the background, and sometimes a Pushky takes on the background color. I'm still confused. Can you explain the rules again? How do we play this game again? And if you want to contact the author, there it is. How to get started and load. There's the first screen. For game variations, we have Pushky and Crazy Pushky. If you've pushed the select key on your Atari home computer. And then to start the game, push the start key on your console. Both players begin simultaneously. This is a 2-player simultaneous. You have to play with 2 people. There is no computer. So if you don't have somebody with me, there's nobody with me. I'll be playing by myself. The screen contains the field, which is the background for all the action. 2 Pushkys are the devices used for pushing. Each player starts with 6 of them, so 6 lives. And then there's clouds in the sky, 6 of them circles that appear and disappear on the field. As the game progresses, clouds appear in random locations of field. Maximum of 6 clouds on a field at a time. You receive credit every time you push a cloud. Yes, maybe I should get off the Russian drugs, man. Or maybe you need Russian drugs to really score well at Pushky. There are green stripe for player 1 and red stripe for player 2. The beginning of the game, 5 spare Pushkys display the left of each stripe. Okay, so this is showing you of the intricacies of how the game plays. And I'll be able to show you that when we boot this up. You have the Atari VCS joystick. You have a full range, 8 range to move around your Pushky, as it were. And then scoring the game is described here. Play another round. You have to have both players fire simultaneously. And then if you want to play Crazy Pushky, you take some Russian drugs. No, you are exactly the same as Pushky, except the gameplay just goes crazy. Just randomize things on the screen, and they explain it there. And then, as usual, you can write into Atari Program Exchange and say how good the game was or not good. Let's play some Pushky by Yakov Appelboim, published by APX the beginning of August 1982. That's what we need. We need vodka. Oh, it already sounds Russian. This was released in North America, or Atari Program Exchange. If it was done earlier, I'm not familiar with anything done before. However, there was a Pushky World Championship, apparently. Alright, so I got 2 controllers plugged in, 2 Atari joysticks. We're ready to go. I'm not going to go crazy Pushky. We're just going to go start, and then we're in. So I'm going to start first as the green player. You can see as I move my joystick around, it arranges my shot to shoot. You can see I can move and shoot, and if I want to move the ship, I hold down the red button, and I can move around as a player on the screen. And you can also see the bubbles that are appearing around at random, and then whenever you decide to shoot, you are still only able to sit still and shoot in one spot. So I can't move and shoot at the same time. If I'm moving the joystick and holding the red button down, I move my ship. If I stand still and move my push key around, then I can fire a shot. Every time you fire a shot at one of the bubbles, you warp to where that bubble is. So you can see my, I'm over here on the left side, but if I aim and fire and shoot a bubble over there, I'll appear where the bubble is. Now the whole point of the game is the second player, which I'm going to move now, as the pink character. So the pink character is now moving around the screen. This is essentially an advanced or psychedelic version of combat that we played on the Atari 2600. That's the best way I could describe it. This is also another one of the video games that I affectionately call dual shooters, where it's a shooting game on one screen where you're against another player attacking them or fighting them. And this one just has the mechanic of, warping around using the bubbles. But you essentially are attacking the enemy, and then they keep track at the top of the screen how many push keys or bubbles you use, and then how many shots you get against the other player. And then you attack, fighting each other, and they keep the score at the top. So it's a fun, competitive game because it's like you're playing a shooter, a little bizarre controls or different controls, but it's meant to be something fresh and new, and it does succeed at that. So it'd be fun to play with 2 people to warp around and fire shots and try to get the best score, or whoever can finish the other person off before they finish the game. And you can see whenever you warp to one spot and before you've moved your joystick, I cannot shoot the other player. It's whenever they move, then I can shoot them. And then they warp to another place, very similar to combat. But so this one's more reminiscent to playing that style of game, but we've played other ones, especially on the Atari home computer, that allow you to fight one another. It's like a one-on-one fighter, but meant as a shooter. And there you go. The winner is green. And you can choose to fire a button or play again. And that's the way the game works. It's a 2-player two-player shooting game. Oh yes, Vodka Drunkinski. Maybe he's a direct descendant of him or something. So a great game to play if you have 2 people. Original, sort of. It has a few elements that are original. Pushky is really going to be based on how you have someone else with you and if they are enjoying it with you to play. So of all the games you can play on a home computer, I'd still say it doesn't control extremely smooth because you can't move and shoot at the same time. So there's an element of strategy there that's different. I'd say of all the games we've seen on home computers, it's around the average range. If anyone's still with me, or you've gotten drunk on vodka, what would you give Pushky of all the games so far on home computers? Maybe 2.5 for if there was a party, because it is one-on-one. After you have one person that is done with the contest, then the next person would show up and then they'd play. So it's not really something I'd say pushing above average if you think of all the other computer games, but still 3 stars, perfectly average for 1982. All right, so after Pushky, and what's going to happen now? Yes, you have to have 2 players to really have it enjoyable. Oh, and that's true. You cannot play against the computer. If you don't have 2 people, you really can't play Pushky. I was just struggling myself. All right, let's see what's next. Let's play on the ZX81. This is QS Scramble. Oh, man. Taking a look at the box for QS Scramble. Well done. Quicksilva did some nice artwork on the front of the box. Sci-fi futuristic. I love it. We originally saw Scramble in the arcades February of 1981, and we've seen lots of Scrambles on the Atari, or on the home computer range. So this one you need only 16K on your ZX81. Let's take a look at other art we have for QS Scramble. We also have instructions inside of ways that you can mess up things and change things in the game, almost like a cheat sheet. I love it. And for the game, you're going to be flying over the surface of a distant planet under attack from aliens, and your fuel is running out. You thrust upwards, blasting aliens from the sky, and downwards, bombing fuel dumps and ground-bound ships, i.e. it's Scramble. There's a landscape of mountains and plateaus, slides under your ship as waves of aliens descend from above, and rockets fire up you from the ground. You have your controls, and then you have special features on the ZX81. With the cassette tape, we're going to pop in and play. Here we go. It's QS Scramble, developed by Dave Edwards, published by Quicksilva in the beginning of August 1982. Let's see what the ZX81 has for us. All right, we're already in. Is this... Yeah, it's going in. Now, before I even start doing anything... Whoa, wait a second. Whoa, wait a second. That was sound coming from the ZX81? I'm going to bring the volume down, but that's the first time we've heard any sound from the ZX81. Whoa. I don't believe it. Yeah, Super Cobra and Scramble came out really close to one another. We usually refer to one of them interchangeably. But so far on home computers, we've already seen Neptune on the Apple II by Nasir Gabelli. We've seen Scorpion, if you want to think of arcade Scramble variants. That was really well done. And then on the TRS-80, we played Strike Force, which is a good Scramble variant. And then on the ZX81, we played a game called Avenger. That was like Scramble, but it's worse. It is worse than this one. But the big standout is sound. Did we already lose it? Do we not have sound? Hello? Oh, okay. I think the game might have crashed. Let's try it again. Not a good sign. Maybe they didn't like me changing the volume. They wanted to crank up the volume since it's the first game we played with sound on the ZX81. All right, let's do this again. Wow. Yeah, we got shots. Yep, we got bombs. I have no ability to control speed. Wow. Hey, Walkie Wall, thanks so much. Yeah, this is a really well done Scramble for your ZX81. I can't believe we're getting sound though. Where is the sound coming from? How are we getting sound? It makes no sense. They even have an explosion animation. Nice. It might have been, or it might have been where I need to push a certain button to restart. The thing though with the ZX81 is, almost every game, if you push the wrong key, you'll break. You'll break the system, or you'll break the game. So I wasn't wanting to touch anything because I didn't want anything to break. Wow. Yeah, this is actual Scramble. The game we played called Avenger on the ZX81, it was close, but it wasn't really like Scramble. This is truly Scramble. We have fuel, we have bombs, we have two different shots, but the biggest thing of all is we have sound. Where is the sound coming from? I thought the ZX81 couldn't do any sound. Yes, thanks so much, GSE Stream. I appreciate it. I love it. All right, I don't know what to do with this one. For all the games you can play on a home computer, this isn't supposed to happen on the ZX81. We're not supposed to have sound. I kind of want to give this a higher score because I'm amazed we're hearing things on the ZX81. So for Scramble games, there's better ones out there. We gave the one by Nasir Gabelli that was recently 4 stars. It's a very well done one. This one, I'm still going to say around the average range, but I'm just impressed. I can't believe that was sound on the ZX81. That was QS Scramble, and that is... an interesting evening for all the games we've seen so far. I can't believe what we've seen in August 1982. We are still in the beginning of August. We haven't even got to the main meat of August, or the really, really good ones. All right, so I don't know about you, but I don't think there's enough people making video games for the Atari VCS. So tune in next episode for another third-party publisher that's going to appear for the Atari VCS. That's it for today, and like I always say, have a great weekend and good game. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we miss any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are Perpetually Retro, and we will catch you next time.